Hi, my name is Dan Smith. I'm one of the project managers here at Harris Water Main and Sewer. A couple of years ago, we produced a video that outlined some of the costs you might be expecting as a homeowner if you wanted to repair or replace your sewer in the city of New York. Now that a little bit more time has passed and some more rules and regulations have gotten stricter, we'd like to just update that information and present it to you in this video here. So one of the first things that me or any other experienced water and sewer estimator is going to be looking at the moment they arrive on site at your job is the distance from the city sewer to where your trap is located in your house. Now, generally speaking, you should be somewhere between 35 and 40 feet. That's on average. Now, that's 15 feet from the middle of the street to the curb, and then another 25 to 30 feet possibly from the curb to the foundation wall. That's pretty standard and pretty average for the city of New York. Anything that falls outside of that is obviously going to be above average, and it's going to be taking a lot more time and labor and materials to complete that job. So the second thing that I would be looking at to estimate the job is going to be the depth of the sewer. Generally speaking, in the city of New York, on average, sewers are about 10 to 12 feet below the city street. And it's going to run from your basement, which is probably about 6 feet deep, to the middle of the street, and once again, it's about 10 to 12 feet deep. That's pretty average. Anything above that, if you're in the 13, 14, 15, maybe even deeper than that, you would expect an increased cost due to the increased labor and the time on site that's going to be needed to complete that job. Another factor to take into consideration while figuring out the cost of your sewer replacement would be what's called the street status. Now, this is, to a layperson, this may be a little confusing, but this is rules and regulations put in place by the Department of Transportation of New York that governs over the roadway in front of your house. So basically, if your street has been resurfaced by the DOT in the past 5 years, then it's considered protected by the city of New York. Now, what this means is to you is that we have to have a DOT inspector on site as we perform the backfill, and we have to have a compaction test done, which tests the soil, which tests the density and the moisture of the soil that we put back into the backfill. So the final factor that goes into figuring out the total cost of your sewer repair is going to be the restoration. Now, this is all figured out beforehand, and this is going to be referring to the restoration in the roadway of the asphalt and of the concrete on the sidewalk and on the property. Now, mind you, all restoration is done in-house by Harris employees and will be completed after the job is done. So the final factor that goes into figuring out the total cost of your sewer repair is going to be the restoration. Now, this is all figured out beforehand, and this is going to be referring to the restoration in the roadway of the asphalt and of the concrete on the sidewalk and on the property. Now, mind you, all restoration is done in-house by Harris employees and will be completed after the job is done. So that pretty much wraps it up as far as the major factors that are going to contribute to the overall price of your sewer replacement. There are some other factors to consider. For example, if you live on a busy street, it's going to take a lot more time and labor to complete the job. So these are things that are going to contribute to the price in the long run. So that pretty much wraps it up as far as the major factors that will contribute to the cost of your sewer replacement. I hope you found this video very informative, but however, if there's any questions that I was not able to answer, feel free to call our office at 718-495-3600, and somebody here will be happy to help you. Thank you.